Mr. Speaker, the Liberal leader has said that he'd welcome Matt Harb back with open arms if he pays up the money. Perhaps he should read the court decision on disgraced Senator Raymond Levine. The court found, quote, when Mr. Levine made false claims for reimbursement of travel expenses of $10,120.50, he committed dishonest acts and was found guilty of fraud. Matt Harb, on the other hand, owes the taxpayers over $230,000. So what is the government doing to ensure that Liberal and Conservative senators who rip off the taxpayer pay the money back and are held accountable for breaking the laws of this country?
Honourable Minister of Canadian Health.
It is an important question, Mr. Speaker, and those who do break the law should be held accountable, which is why, of course, the RCMP are looking into the matter of Senate expenses. It's why the Auditor General is looking into this matter as well. And it's also why we as a House should be asking and getting serious answers from the NDP about why it is that the NDP leader thinks that he can flaunt the law, confront RCMP officers, ignore them when they try to pull him over, and then not show up in the House of Commons to be accountable.
I just want to remind the Honourable Minister of Canadian Heritage that it's unparliamentary to point out their presence or absence. I hope he keeps that in mind for the rest of the question period. The Honourable Member for Timmins-James Bay.
Well, Mr. Speaker, speaking of stop signs, the RCMP have now confirmed that they are investigating the illegal check of $90,000 that was written in the Prime Minister's office. So we now have the Prime Minister being investigated by the RCMP for an indictable offence that happened in his office. So I'm sure the Conservative caucus might want to sing lovely Rita Meter Maid all day. But the fact is, what are they going to do about coming clean with Canadians about a potentially illegal and indictable offence that happened under this Prime Minister's watch?
The Honourable Minister of Canadian Heritage.
I'm afraid the leader of the Liberal Party beat this member to this very question, and I answered that. But I mean, if the member for Timmins-James Bay wants to live by that standard, perhaps he can answer this question. Is the leader of the NDP being investigated for running 5 stop signs? Is the leader of the NDP being investigated for not listening to an RCMP officer? And is the leader of the NDP at some point going to show up in this House and apologize to Canadians for breaking the law?